Good morning, crafty friends. I hope all's well with you this Sunday morning. It's nice and quiet here in North Carolina. It's a little yucky. It looks like it's going to rain. But I thought, what better thing to do today than a little stash buster video? So if you're like me, you have tons of scraps of pretty paper that you don't want to throw away. I have like a cheap litter box that, like just the pan part, and I just throw mine in there. And every once in a while I'll rifle through it. But a lot of those papers I'm like emotionally attached to, and I guess I don't want to throw them out. So I save them. So what better thing to do than use up your scraps? So I'm going to show you today how to make these adorable keychains. They're super simple and they use up, you probably just need a 3x3 scrap. So if you have a 3x3 scrap, you're good. You can make a keychain. So here they are. You're gonna need, I prefer glossy Mod Podge. I don't know if you can see, they kind of have a sheen to it. I like the glossy. You can use matte, you can use paper Mod Podge, really whatever you want. You're gonna need some game pieces. Now, the brand name of this game is Jenga. If you have one that's missing pieces, what better way to repurpose it? I have a store by my house in North Carolina called Dollar General. And they sell this game. It's the generic version called Stacking Tower. So I think it's like $4 or something like that. And you get 39 pieces. So that's 39 keychains out of a $4 game. So I have the generic version, and that either one is fine. I measure once and check twice on these because they're not always cut exactly the right size, but that's what I got. You'll need these little hooks. You can get them at Lowe's or Home Depot. These are from Lowe's. The part number is 35229. And they're 13/16 of an inch. They're just little eye hooks. Tiny little eye hooks. And then you'll need some keychain split rings. I don't have the packaging for these anymore. These came from Walmart, and they come in a bag in the craft section. They have two different sizes. These are the small size, which is what I prefer. And then I just save the big size for, I don't know, someday I'll do something with them, I guess. But you'll need those. And of course paper. So I pulled this scrap out. I pulled out a couple different scraps. I pulled out this pretty star one that I have left from some cards. I pulled out some music paper. And of course I pulled out some Halloween paper. So, but just right here on my desk, I have this paper. That would make a pretty keychain. I mean, I have all kinds of scraps laying everywhere. That would be cute. Although you lose some of the glittery effects with... So I have a scrap of that. Here's an even bigger scrap. So that's cute. So we're going to make some keychains. And you'll need a paper cutter. I don't know if I said that already. So here's my paper cutter. I'm going to start with... This paper's a little easier to see. So let's start with this one. You're going to need to cut it at 2 7/8. So just under 3 inches, right? I like this side with the berries on it better. Sometimes I lay it down and I'm like, oh, I should use the other side. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it to 6 inches because instead of trying to cut it this way where it's hanging off and I need to cut a 1/2 inch, I'm going to cut it from this side. Okay. So the first piece, what you need is 2 1/2-inch pieces and 2 7/8 inch pieces. Now, I like my pattern to wrap and be in order. So I cut a small piece, a big piece, a small piece, a big piece, instead of 2 small pieces, which would go on opposite sides, and then 2 big pieces, which means the pattern wouldn't line up. It's a little obsessive, but it's what I do. So here, from 6 inches, I'm going to cut a 1/2-inch piece, which will put me at 5.5 inches. Okay, so there's my first piece. Then I'm going to cut a 7/8 inch piece, which will put me at 4 5/8. Okay, there's my second piece. So as you can see, then I need another 1/2-inch piece. Okay, so that's going to put me at 4 1/8. Okay, so there's my next. I think it goes like this. There's my next piece. No, what happened there? Yeah, I think it goes like that. What did I do? Oh. Duh, it goes like this. Duh. I'll be all right. It's early. I haven't had coffee yet. Sorry. Okay, so now they're in order. Okay, and now I need another 1/2-inch piece, which will put me at no, I need another 7/8 inch piece. So that will put me at 3 1/4. Okay. And then that goes this way. Okay, I see what I did. Okay. So I've got my 4 pieces. Okay. I've got my 4 pieces. They're all lined up. This is, whoops. This is the order I'm going to put them on my block. Okay. Now, before I go gluing stuff down, I want to make sure they're all the right size, because I have cut these before. See, it hangs over just a scooch. So what I'm going to do is take my paper cutter and just trim off a little hair. Let's see. Okay. On each piece. And actually what I can do at this point is, I cut that one way smaller. Crud. It's okay. Just gonna use scissors. Just gonna use scissors. Makes it a whole lot easier. Okay. You guys learn from my mistakes. Believe me, I've made quite a few. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be the order those pieces go on the Jenga block, or the game piece block. And I just check them again, make sure, yeah, they're perfect. Okay. So, I'm going to take my Mod Podge and just decoupage. I mean, I set up kind of like when I do a bunch of these, because we sell these at the coffee shop, I set up a, like an assembly line, and I just cut a bunch of pieces first, and then I glue. So, I don't know. Oh, I'm not on screen, you guys. Sorry. So I just, whoop, press it down, move on to the next side. My guy needs a little more glue. Now, line it up, press it down. My Mod Podge is almost empty. Yikes. It's all right, I got plenty more. Okay. Just keep making sure that I press down real good. And one more side. As with anything decoupage, you have to make sure. Okay, so now you can see by, if we start on this side, right, my pattern lines up. Oh, except for that one, because that's the last piece. Let's see how my strawberry lines up. I don't know, like I said, it's a little obsessive, but it's how I do it. And then I just take and I press, I kind of press the corners around, because the block has rounded pieces there. This paper was a little thicker. It was more like cardstock, so I just want to make sure all the corners are kind of pressed on before I go ahead and seal it. Okay, and then I just take same Mod Podge and go over the top. I've had some dirty glue from a finger on it. Make sure I get these cracks real good, because that's, and make sure you get all the seams real good. You don't want any glue, any Mod Podge puddles. But you do want to make sure you have enough on there to seal it good. These are super cute little, we sell them at the coffee shop, but they're super cute little, like, if you did it with a house print paper, you could do, you could give it to somebody who just bought a house. I mean, there's so many. Put them in a little gift basket. Okay, so this guy's done, and he just needs to be set aside to dry. They dry pretty quickly. So there's a little piece of, there we go. Just want to make sure everybody's good. Okay. So I'm just going to set him up there to dry. Now, let me clean off my fingers a little bit because I have, of course, nothing to clean them with. So I have, see, I have glue all over my fingers. I did this one a little bit ago with another scrap of paper that I had. It's not quite dry. It's still a little tacky, but see how ridiculous I am about making sure my patterns line up. Anyway, what you're going to do now is take your little hook and a keychain ring, and you're just going to screw this guy kind of on the middle. And screw them in the top. Now, it takes a minute to get it started. Whoop. What I find to do easiest is put it on the table like that and just kind of turn it. Just keep turning until you get him down to. Sometimes you got to take a second and rest because it hurts your fingers. Once you get them in there, you probably could take a paintbrush and just keep turning. Once you have them anchored in the wood real good. Or maybe you have a metal rod or something that you can. Okay. And then you take your split ring. Got him in there. You put your split ring on. And you have a keychain. Great way to use up scraps, y'all. All those fancy, cute little scraps that you don't want to part with, make keychains. Thanks for joining me today to make these keychains. I hope you enjoyed your time here with me. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for future Stash Buster videos. All kinds of videos, really. And I look forward to crafting with you again soon. Have a great day, y'all.